King of the Road.
Thanks for watching the King of the Road show. I'm Jim King with a reminder to check out the all-new JimKingOfTheRoad.com. At JimKingOfTheRoad.com, you can stream the segments from this unique local entertainment-based program. You can also see the pictures of the celebrities that we meet during our numerous adventures. Be sure to visit our contest page and register for cool prizes, including a 12-month membership to World Gym Beaumont. Put JimKingOfTheRoad.com into your favorites and check back often. We're constantly updating our brand new state-of-the-art site. Now for this week's show. Later in the half hour, we'll preview the upcoming Texas Crab Festival at Gregory Park in Crystal Beach. But first, we'll cruise to AM 1300 KSET, Beaumont's brand new, locally owned and operated radio station. By the way, you can listen to my local entertainment reports 3 times daily on KSET. I also appear on the Beer, Barbecue, and Best of Everything show twice a week and host the King of the Road radio show on Saturday afternoons from 1 to 2. Ride shotgun with me and hold on tight as we cruise to the all-new AM 1300 KSET, the talk of Southeast Texas.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road.
All right, it is 24 minutes after the hour here.
State dinner tonight going on in Washington, D.C. for the President of Mexico. And normally the state dinner planning typically is kept hush-hush with the guest list, the First Lady's dress, and the menu remaining a secret until the big day.
Right.
But since Rick Bayless, owner of Chicago eateries Frontera Grill and Topo Olobamapo...
did you say Rick Bayless?
Yes, Rick Bayless.
One of my favorite chefs in the whole wide world.
Well, he was selected to guest chef Wednesday's state dinner with Mexico, and he's been blabbing. He's done interviews with the New York Times, NPR, talking about the menu, and he's going to do some dishes that are going to be Mexico's greatest. He's got a mole, which he says has got 28 ingredients, and in case you're wondering, mole, M-O-L-E, is a type of sauce, not a rodent in this case.
Right, well, you know, and Tom, he is like an authority on Mexican cooking.
That's one of the reasons they picked him,
Hello.
I guarantee you. It's going to be great. However, as I understand it, the Salahis will not be invited, and the security is going to be really tough there. They're not about to let those people get through that door once again.
Did you hear the statement that the Salahis released about being shunned, you know?
No.
Well, they said, you know, it's just not fair. They shouldn't have been treated that way because as Americans, they should have been embraced. They said if it had happened at their home, they would have offered a good bottle of wine and been shown the door.
They shouldn't have gotten through the door.
Hello?
Come on now. The White House is not like going over to the Salahis' house.
I know.
However, I've seen a picture of the Salahis' house in the suburban areas of Washington, D.C. where they live, and, you know, it's a pretty good-sized spot. They're not poor folk, if you know what I mean. So you might want to, might not be a bad place.
Oh, well, after spending a few years answering telephones, being back in radio is the most fun you can have with your clothes on. I think, anyway. That's all I've ever done that I felt good about. I've had a couple of other jobs, didn't like them, because when you have a real job, it's a job. This isn't a job. This is my dedication. This is my life. I love being on the radio. I love talking to people, and trying to get me to shut up is tough anyway, so at least I get an opportunity to talk about stuff. I get a little irritated, a little agitated, and I get excited, and I just have great fun every morning with Jana.
It's curtains for a few folks, as we discovered today, as we got the look at the Tuesday elections. Apparently the Tea Party putting Rand Paul over the top in Kentucky. Don't you know his daddy is so proud of that?
Well, of course, they're having a big party.
He's a Republican by party, but he says he did this to support the Tea Party. Oh, another thing, green ceviche with cucumber is one of the soups that's going to be served at this dinner tonight. And one reporter will be able to see the dinner set up in the East Room for just a few minutes, they have said. They're going to let somebody in there. They weren't going to let any reporters in because of all the problems they were having due to the last time. But apparently President Felipe Calderon and his wife Margaret Zavita will be there, but the White House kitchen will be cooking and not tweeting this time. They're not going to be telling anybody about it. Some great stuff on the menu, apparently.
I bet.
I can't imagine just how good Rick Bayless would be. I mean, what a great idea.
I have been watching him on, I think I first watched him on public television when I was about I don't know, 15 years old. He's been around a while and doesn't look old even today, but he's been cooking a really long time.
Well, you know, all that steam keeps your skin healthy.
I guess.
Right?
I am having more fun here than I've had any place in the last 2 decades. The people of Southeast Texas are great. They're friendly. They've embraced me. It's unbelievable sometimes. Yeah, I've lived in a lot of 31 states in my life, and I have never had so many people say so many nice things to me as I have had here. People have just embraced me like I'm one of their family, and I love that part of Southeast Texas.
I was talking with Caleb Avila, and he was telling me about a restaurant in town that does all of their own tortillas and everything. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to check that out, because any place that's got tortillas that are homemade, handmade, I am so ready for that. Because I got to tell you, folks, there is nothing when you compare. You get the tortillas, you go to the store, you get them at any store, you get that package in those plastic bags.
Yeah, but handmade.
Oh, they are just so much better. I am dying. I'm just dying because I have yet to find any place where I can get a breakfast at 5 in the morning that has a great selection of Mexican breakfast. You know, eggs and all kinds of goodies, things that
Taquitos.
Oh well, yeah. Is there a taqueria anywhere close to here?
I saw one last weekend on the way to Larry's Trade Days in Winnie. I love that place. I saw one on the side of the road, I-10. I don't remember the name of it because we were early. I don't think it was open yet for breakfast.
I'll tell you, because I am just starving for really good Mexican food at breakfast. And I've been to Taco Cabana, and it's okay. I mean, it was founded in San Antonio by people who know how to cook, no doubt about that. But still, it's not quite the same as going into a little place that's got 8 or 10 seats.
I know.
Where you know the people, Tony and Anna's, the Jalisco.
Well, I started out in Misnomer, Kansas. The town's called Liberal, but that's a misnomer. And shortly after I turned 18, I moved to New Mexico for a summer. Hated that. Did a couple of years of college and was working radio and television back in my hometown of Liberal, and was drafted. So rather than be drafted, I went ahead and joined the Army and did military broadcasting. I lived in Colorado Springs and Washington, D.C. while I was doing government radio, and was doing network radio for the United States government, 109 stations around the world. Became a news director in Washington, D.C., worked for the now defunct Mutual Broadcasting System as a producer and a network news broadcaster. After that, went back to Colorado for a while. Since then, it's been places like Miami, San Antonio, Washington, D.C., Colorado Springs, Houston, and Dallas. And now we're here again, because we were here 11 years ago when we built Oldies 101.7. And when I got invited to come back, there was never even a second thought. It was, I get to go back to Beaumont and have fun again? Oh, yeah, I'm there. I'm definitely there. That's why I'm loving this. It's a great place, and it's fun to work with people you like, so that makes this even better.
I also met King of the Road. That wasn't bad. I don't think we need a retake on that one.
It's the King of the Road show, and we are checking out the all-new AM 1300 KSET. More next. And later, we'll preview the upcoming Texas Crab Festival at Crystal Beach.